每天练习英文5分钟，流利英文交谈不是梦。
Now, let's get started. Today, let's talk about Alex Honnold's free solo at Taipei 101. On Saturday, January 24, 2026, world-renowned free soloist Alex Honnold is scheduled to climb Taipei 101 in Taiwan, one of the world's tallest buildings. This high-stakes ascent will be his first major urban free solo, completed without ropes, harnesses, or safety nets. Before we dive into the topic, a quick heads up. If you enjoy this, definitely like, subscribe, and share it around. Now, let's go!
Hey, did you hear the news? Alex Honnold is going to free solo Taipei 101 this Saturday, on the 24th. It's going to be live on Netflix.
Yeah, I saw that. It's his first big skyscraper climb, right? No ropes, just his hands and feet on the glass and steel.
Exactly. The building is about 508 meters tall, and he's planning to climb all 101 floors. That's just crazy and amazing at the same time.
I watched the clip of his test climb yesterday. He used ropes for practice, but the real climb on Saturday will be without any safety gear.
People were standing outside, looking up at him on the wall. It already looked so intense, and that was only a practice run.
You know, when people say this is crazy, they forget what he already did on El Capitan. He free soloed the freerider route on El Cap back in 2017.
Yeah, that was 2,900 feet of rock, and he finished in just under 4 hours, completely alone, no rope at all. Some newspapers called it one of the greatest athletic feats ever.
And that wall in Yosemite is not just tall, it's technical. Tiny holds, long sequences, and if he fell, it would be over.
I remember in the documentary, even other famous climbers were nervous watching him. They said they were more scared than he was.
Yeah, Tommy Caldwell talked about that. He said Alex had this long-term goal to free solo freerider, and he trained for years and years before he tried it.
What really interests me is his attitude toward fear. In interviews, he often says he doesn't try to be fearless, he just prepares until the fear goes away.
Right. He says it's important to separate risk and fear. If the risk is high, feeling fear is normal and actually useful because it warns you about real danger.
And if he still feels a lot of fear, he doesn't just push through it. He waits, trains more, and only does the climb when he feels comfortable and in control.
That's what makes him different from people who just want thrills. For him, the joy comes from doing something at his limit, but with careful preparation, not from being reckless.
In one talk, he said he usually climbs hard routes when he feels almost no fear, because he already did all the work before, on the ground and in training.
Sometimes people ask, why risk your life like that? But he often explains that, for him, not trying would feel worse than the risk. It's like he needs to explore his full potential.
He also talks about balancing risk and reward. If the risk feels too big compared to the reward, he steps back, but if he has prepared enough, the climb feels like the right thing to do.
And climbing is not just about danger for him. He talks about the simple joy of moving on the rock, or now on a building, and the feeling of total focus.
That focus is almost like meditation. During the climb, he is completely present. There's no space for small worries or random thoughts.
Maybe that's why many people who don't even climb still find him inspiring. He turns this extreme sport into a kind of quiet, very serious practice.
So how do you feel about the Taipei 101 climb? Are you excited or just scared for him?
Honestly, both. I'm excited to see history being made, but I also know one mistake would be fatal. It's hard to relax when you think about that.
Same. Still, knowing how he thinks about risk makes me a bit calmer. He's not just waking up and saying, "Okay, I'll climb a skyscraper today." He tested the building, he trained, and there's a whole team preparing the live show.
I also like that he keeps a simple lifestyle and focuses on his values, like with his Honnold Foundation for solar energy. It shows that, for him, life is not only about big stunts.
Watching him makes me ask myself, what is my own version of El Capitan or Taipei 101? Maybe not something dangerous, but something difficult and meaningful for my life.
Yeah, that's the profound part. His climbs are extreme, but the idea behind them is simple. Know what matters to you, prepare deeply, understand the risks, and then commit.
So, are we getting up early on Saturday to watch the live climb?
Definitely. Let's meet online and watch together. If he reaches the top, I think the whole world will hold its breath and then finally exhale. Useful phrases to memorize. 1. That's just crazy and amazing at the same time. Meaning. Used when something feels extremely surprising or unbelievable, but also impressive. Usage. Often used to react to extreme achievements or shocking stories. Example. The building is about 508 meters tall, and he's planning to climb all 101 floors. That's just crazy and amazing at the same time. 2. What really interests me is meaning. A way to introduce the specific part of a topic you find most important or interesting. Usage. Useful in discussions, presentations, or debates to focus the topic. Example. What really interests me is his attitude toward fear. 3. That's what makes him different from meaning. Used to explain what separates one person, thing, from others. Usage. Good for comparisons when you want to highlight a special quality. Example. That's what makes him different from people who just want thrills. 4. Sometimes people ask, why? Meaning, a way to introduce common questions or doubts that many people have. Usage. Good for starting a deeper or more profound part of a conversation or talk. Example. Sometimes people ask, why risk your life like that? 5. So, how do you feel about? Meaning, a polite, open question about someone's opinion or emotion. Usage. Very useful in discussions when you want the other person to share thoughts, not just facts. Example. So, how do you feel about the Taipei 101 climb? Are you excited or just scared for him? 6. That's the profound part. Meaning. Used when you move from surface-level facts to deeper meaning. Usage. Good for summarizing the deeper lesson or message in a story. Example. Yeah, that's the profound part. Useful vocabulary to memorize. 1. Intense. Meaning. Very strong, serious, or extreme in feeling or activity. Usage. Used for experiences, emotions, or situations that feel powerful. Example. People were standing outside, looking up at him on the wall. It already looked so intense, and that was only a practice run. 2. Sequence. Meaning. A series of moves or actions in a specific order. Usage. In climbing, dance, or sports, It describes linked moves you must remember and perform correctly. Example: tiny holds, long sequences, and if he fell, it would be over. 3. Reckless. Meaning, doing something dangerous without thinking about the consequences. Usage. Often used to criticize actions that ignore risk. Example: for him, the joy comes from doing something at his limit, but with careful preparation, not from being reckless. 4. Reward. Meaning, the benefit, good result, or positive outcome you get from doing something. Usage. Often used with risk and reward when weighing decisions. Example: he also talks about balancing risk and reward. 5. Fatal. Meaning, causing death. Usage. Used with accidents, mistakes, or diseases when the result can be death. Example: I'm excited to see history being made, but I also know one mistake would be fatal. 6. Meaningful. Meaning, important, with real purpose or deep personal value. Usage. Used for work, relationships, projects, or goals that feel truly important. Example: maybe not something dangerous, but something that is difficult and meaningful for my life. Great work! You crushed it! Let's keep that momentum going by focusing on mastering just a couple of phrases a day. It's those small wins that build true fluency over time. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much. See you next time.